Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris. And for today's video, what I have coming through is this true acceptance of who you are, of what you're here to create. And when I say acceptance, it's you start to notice it moves out of being just something that you're fantasizing about and trying to find the words to it. And you begin to notice that you're starting to live it. You're starting to do those actions, and it's like somehow you started understanding physically how to live this abundance, how to live this dream that you have, this vision that you have. And through that belief, you began to naturally get creative with how to make it happen. What are the things that you're going to do? How you're going to bring out this quality of you that you feel like you're kind of lacking in, and that you know that you need it, because it is a quality that is necessary for this vision, this sight, this um, goal that you have. And you realize that it goes beyond the fact that it's a goal and a mission, and it goes into an embodiment of who you are, who you become. And I know that this is something that you hear a lot more and more of around uh, around how to manifest more of your reality. And people are starting to understand this little quality and be able to and are beginning to articulate it. And so you're learning to understand what that means for you, how that looks like for you. What does it mean for you to um, manifest this life that you have in mind, and how you can best make it happen? You're beginning to understand what it means for you to be truly enamored by life, and let yourself get lost in the creativity, get yourself lost in being a kid and being like playful, and that it's not right and wrong who you're embodying, but there is an authentic way that you would act and behave so you can truly feel what it's like to be exactly who you are. And you're learning these little qualities about yourself, and you're seeing that no matter what, you would still purely enjoy and adore the way that um, life feels for you, and enjoy the way that you're learning to reorganize your external environment to the way that you um, organize your clothes, to the way that you cook your meals and the type of meals that you're cooking, to the way that the smells that you put and light up into your room, and the way that you light up your house. All these little details, you start to notice how your mind and body are starting to get clear and clean and becoming more in alignment. And the things that you didn't have the capacity to put away and to find organize the space around you, you're learning that there is a way for you to clean your environment, and it's just you're naturally beginning to do it. You don't even have to force yourself. You don't have to, you know, pry yourself off the couch, or um, even put a reminder. It's just naturally something that you're doing. You're naturally cleaning up your environment. You're naturally decorating. You're naturally putting in these little details that normally people around you wouldn't put in. And you find yourself doing just that. And you're beginning to understand that you organizing your space like this, it feels accurate. It feels exactly the way that you need to express yourself, and it feels perfect in nature that this is how you're putting your space together, that these are the choices you're making. And I know that I'm repeating myself, but let's just keep going. Okay, let's pretend that I'm not. And yeah, so you're learning a lot about yourself in the way that you're putting your space together, and and you're starting to notice that it's not just the space around you that's changing, but it's your own behaviors, your own actions, and your own belief systems, the way that you're functioning mentally, it's changing. The things that were bothering you, they don't bother you as much. But then for some reason, there's new things that are coming up, and you're like, what is these little weird things? I never had these thoughts, but the thing is, they were thoughts that were running in the background. And because you're actively changing things around, it's time for those new, quote unquote, new um, thoughts and behaviors to shift, and for you to implement new, different ones in those places. And this is how you're also gauging how you're progressing through your manifestation, and how to do it in a way where you're not forcing the manifestation, you're not forcing for the outcome, but you're allowing yourself to gradually move through it effortlessly and work with what's coming up. You're not trying to dig through things just because. You're noticing that you don't even have to dig through anything, but it's just because you're making these changes, there's little things that you didn't have the capacity to tend to. And so now that you do, the major thing that you had to work through, that's done. Now there's these other minor little things that need some work, need some tweaks. And so you're moving through those. And the more you keep moving through them effortlessly, and you're like, I want to hold more. And then so you're expanding yourself. This is how you begin to transcend yourself, transcend the stories that you have. Now you can move through your manifestation quickly by continually transcending, or you can move through it effortlessly and with grace and ease. But you get to gauge and move through the transitions on your own terms, on your own pace. And no matter what, you cannot transition from one place to another without taking care of your physical body, without taking care of your emotions, your mental emotional state. And it's necessary for you to work through your mental emotional states, because the more you keep addressing and taking care of yourself, you begin to notice what it means for you to be fully you, what it means for you to embody your own strength, to truly feel what it's like to be in your magic, to be in your wholeness, to be satiated, to play with what life has to offer, to put in these little elements that you personally enjoy. It's not just that someone is suggesting to you what you need out of life, but it's your own intuitive understanding of what you want and what you would like and what you're needing, because what you need are things that you're lacking in, and these are things that you come in with as you move through this world, as you move through this lifetime. And so you're learning to look at these places, you're learning to understand that it's not up to someone else to determine and explain to you what you need, but sometimes those ideas, they help. The suggestions help, but at the same time, you're learning more about you. You're learning about what you need, what you like, the way that you see life, and that it's okay for you to be different. It's okay that you um, move about life like this, because that means that you're telling people around you that, hey, you still want to be a part of this world and you still like to be a part of the community. And as much as you're opening yourself up to you, to your own likes and dislikes, that also means you're opening up to other people's likes and dislikes and being okay with the fact that this is how they operate through life. However, of course, there's take that with a bit of a grain of salt, what I just said. Because I know that there's people, the way that they conduct life and the choices that they make, it's reckless and it's mean and it purely harms not only themselves but also others, and it's challenging to move through that. So um, learn to settle in with yourself and to move through life in a way that makes sense for you, that tells you a little bit more about who you're here to be and how you want to co-create this life, how you choose to move through this life, how you choose to be with yourself, and really get to know who you are. The thing is, I'm not saying like it's important for you to also lean into external supports as well, whether it be your friends or family, and also professional help too. Yes, to a certain degree, the way that these systems were made, they seem a little bit dysfunctional, but at the same time, when you really shift away from your ego and you're choosing what system works for you, um, that's the thing. None of these systems were designed to say that this is the best and perfect way to work through something. But it was through specializing in certain problems and people under wanting to dive into it and really understand more in depth of what's available in working through these situations, these problems. And so, really addressing and learning how to dive into these places and see what's needed from it and see what you can uh, take to grow with it. It doesn't mean that you're going to continue to practice it. And you get to curate your own ecosystem, your own helpful people and relating and all that. You get to create this for your own self and you get to create it for the people around you. You get to co create it with people around you. And so, truly letting yourself be the one to say that this is what I need and this is what I want. This is what I'm lacking, and I could use a little support in this little area of my life because you know what? I actually don't have the knowledge and the information around it, and I'm kind of stuck and I don't know where to go with it. So it's fine to go out to get those resources so you can support yourself, so you can satisfy and satiate your needs and to grow and to foster your desires, right? So that's the thing with life, whether it's your health, your well-being, so your mental emotional states, to um, your family, to your friends, to your community, to society, all of these places you get to choose on how you construct it, the people that you choose to be around, the systems that you implement, the skills that you learn. How do you implement to be a person of service? What is your service that you do? How does that make sense? How are you supported financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually? You know, you can't be housing all of these, and at the same time, it's also that understanding when to delegate which a need and desire that you have and to outsource, right? And you're finding this balance. You're learning more about yourself and how to balance your life. So when you keep practicing how to balance your life and to lean into it, you truly begin to find what it's like for you to lean into each part of your life, to go into a new phase of your life and be like, you know what? This makes sense for me. This works for me. I want more of this. I want to grow this. I want to develop this. I want to expand in this. I am up for it, you know? And so when you lean into this place of belief and courage, your body starts to move differently and it begins to be replenished by what's available. And you begin to allow yourself to breathe. You let yourself breathe. And that truly does allow you to meet who you are in the best way possible. And life just begins to unravel in a way that is just so beautiful. Beautiful in all its words and in all its expression. And I truly do wish the best for you in your journey. And I know that whoever is listening to this, that this is for you in your growth, in your evolution, in your expansion. And I truly hope that this either reaffirmed the path that you're on, you know, was a confirmation for you, or if it was just in some way soothing enough for you to hear and to feel seen and heard. So I do wish you guys all the best, and I will speak to you soon.